What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Shuggy from Shook Earth Media, and today we're doing the final predictions video ever for The Walking Dead because the final episode, the series finale, is coming up this Sunday. I will be doing my live review breakdown after the episode airs. It airs at 9 p.m. everywhere, AMC Plus and cable, and it's an hour and a half episode for cable. So we will go live, 10:35, 10:40, or slightly after it's done airing on cable to give everybody a chance to watch it. So definitely keep it locked on Shook Earth Media. Definitely sub and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I go live. I hope to see you guys there. Basically doing the same thing we always do with the reviews, except of course I will have your feedback on screen. I'll be reacting to the chat and whatnot. So I'm a little late with this video. Sorry, I was sick, but I'm starting to recover now, so we're back to videos. Glad to be back. And it's the final prediction video ever, so what do I expect to see? Of course, we ended the last episode with Judith getting shot. The climbers have infiltrated the Commonwealth. Pamela is determined to wall off her protected group of people and to succumb the rest of the society, all of the poor people in the lower wards. They all get sicked on with the zombies. She doesn't care about them. And we're going to take a look at the final trailer, and we're going to break it down a little bit and all of that. So I suspect we will start off the episode, as we have with every episode so far, this final part, with a monologue from Judith. I mean, she is supposedly almost dying here. I don't think she's going to die. I wouldn't rule it out completely. If you watch my original death predictions video before the part 3 of the season, I did say, they shouldn't rule that out because it is a shocking thing. It's something people would remember. The show is known for shocking deaths. I don't think it should be off the table. However, I do think that it's a little bit, given how the season has gone, we haven't had any major character deaths really. I really don't think that we're going to get Judith dying. I do think we will get one death. We'll get to that in a second. At least one death. But yeah, so the Judith and Daryl, they've already separated off. Of course, we had the iconic Daryl carrying Judith in the same way that Rick carried Carl after Carl got shot. So will history repeat itself is the question. As in, will Judith get better like how Carl got better? And keep in mind, he got shot twice. So I think the emphasis in the monologue that Judith is going to give is going to be about Rick Grimes' legacy and Carl Grimes' legacy, and how Rick, at the end of the war, chose mercy over wrath. And I think that that is going to be a final theme of these final episodes. Of this final episode, I should say. There's only one left. I think they've really built up Pamela to be a really evil, maniacal villain in the show in a way that wasn't in the comic book. In the comic book, she was corrupt on the corrupt side of things. The society wasn't perfect. It had problems. There's a class system and all that. But she wasn't evil in the way she is in the show. She didn't make these decisions about sending zombies to the lower ward. She didn't even bring in the horde to lock down the city. None of that. She was a lot more conventional of a leader, and she was more corrupt in the way that we have corruption in the world today, less so than the corrupt dictatorship they've kind of depicted on the show. So I think they've been building her up as this big villain. And as you can see on screen, we got from the final trailer, we have all of the plebs outside the gates, I'm assuming of her house or the estates in general, this gated community, and they're all up in arms. They want to take her down. Now, there was a rebellion storyline in the comic book, and there was a shocking moment in that, in which, I'm going to spoil it here because it's definitely not going to happen this way on the show. But I do think that they are going to adapt this moment because it's such a shocking big moment, and it ties in with the big themes about the Rick Grimes family. So basically, somebody in our group, Dwight, who is now on Fear, he's not even on the show anymore, but Dwight really was on the side of the people against Pamela. He wanted to overthrow Pamela and the Commonwealth. Rick wasn't about it. Rick wanted to work with the Commonwealth. Rick wanted to preserve that sense of mercy, that civilization that he's been struggling to build up all this time. So, of course, when Dwight has Pamela dead to rights, he's got a gun to her head, Rick makes the decision to kill Dwight then and there, right in the head, shoots him in the head right then and there. I think we will get that moment depicted in the comic, in the show somehow. I think that because Judith getting shot, people are going to be really extra mad at Pamela, given everything going on. I think that there's going to build up to attention. Of course, Pamela's people, or her loyal soldiers, are starting to turn on her. Even her second in command that she used to arrest Mercer, even she was starting to see the cracks form when Pamela said, let's send the zombies into the lower wards. She didn't seem like she was about it. So I think we're going to build up to that final moment, and somebody's going to have Pamela dead to rights with a gun in her hand. And I think it will be Judith who impresses the Rick Grimes family legacy of mercy and building civilization back up. I think that we're going to get that. Whether it's Daryl who takes the role of Rick and taking somebody out, it's hard to say who that person could be, whether that's Maggie or... Of course, it's not going to be Maggie because we know Maggie survives to the spinoffs. But I suspect if they don't adapt that moment, to me, it'll be a missed opportunity. And I think it'll tie in well with the themes. It ties in well with the Rick Grimes family legacy. Like I said, I suspect that will be the opening monologue from Judith. So yeah. Anyways, I think that moment will happen towards the end of the episode. I think that will be a big climactic moment. Of course, we're in the Commonwealth while it's being overrun, and the zombies in the city, and we have our group gets a little bit separated. Of course, Daryl and Judith, they're in, it looks like kind of a school or something. They're in their own space. Daryl's focused on trying to heal her, and the rest of the group is fighting off against the Horde while also dealing with the soldiers, although the soldiers seem like they are going to retreat and go back to the estates. Now, whether or not our group is trying to break into the estates and take the battle to Pamela, I suspect that might happen. They might have a plan to use the zombies to their advantage. I suspect that these people outside the gates here in this trailer aren't going to be long for this world. I mean, they're making a lot of noise, drawing a lot of attention to themselves, and the zombies could strike at any time. And of course, this wall we know is not going to hold when it comes to the zombies at this point because they can climb over the edges. So I don't suspect that they will last that long. So it looks like I would suspect that most of the episode is going to take place in a relatively short amount of time. And I think the other big shoe to drop, of course, is the reveal of what is happening to all the people disappearing. All season, we've been hearing about people mysteriously disappearing from the Commonwealth, and this is part of what built up the rebellion storyline, what made the rebellion against Sebastian in particular so strong, is this mystery of what's happening to these people. I've long suspected that it is a deal with the CRM, that they are being traded people either for experimentation or as soldiers and whatnot. As the garbage people, Jadis, of course, shipped over people to the CRM and all of that, and of course Rick. So I suspect that that's what's been happening. Now, I wouldn't say it's a guarantee, although I think it's pretty certain that the CRM is involved because of the spinoff we got coming out next year and all of that. So it would be weird to me if it was anything but the CRM. And they have to answer that in the show itself. There's no way that they're going to leave that hanging this whole time without some sort of explanation. So we got to get some type of hint at the CRM. I don't suspect we will see them in person, although we might. Maybe a helicopter shows up. That'd be kind of cool. But given the timing of everything, I don't think Pamela is necessarily going to reach out to CRM. Maybe she reaches out to CRM as a last resort because of how desperate the situation is getting. That could be interesting as well. I do suspect that we will get conclusion on that side of the storyline. Either way, we have to have an answer for that by the end of the series. There's no doubt about it. The other big question, of course, hanging over the episode is, will we see Rick? Like I said, I think we will see him in the intro. I think the monologue at the beginning, talking about the Grimes family legacy, I suspect we will see Rick there. I think they're going to tease us with maybe it's just a silhouette. Maybe it's just like, it's obviously going to be old footage. So I suspect we'll see him at the beginning. Will we see him at the end? Maybe a post-credit scene. I don't suspect that he will return and interact with any of the other castmates. I don't think that that's going to happen. Sorry to say, break it to you guys. I think they want to save that for next year. I think Rick Grimes' return is going to be the next big thing for the franchise, so they really want to build that up in people's minds. And I think it would kind of make that a lot more shallow if he shows up at the end of this series here, and then we know for a fact that, you know, obviously once his show rolls around and we see what happened to him, if we see him at the end of this and then it flashes back to show us how he got here and what he's been doing this whole time, that would take away a lot of the tension. I know obviously Rick Grimes is not going to die willy-nilly, but a lot of the suspense of the show will be spoiled by that. So I don't think that we will see Rick in anything more than a post-credit scene. Will we have a post-credit scene? I think it's almost certain, given all the spinoffs coming up. Now, the question is, which spinoff will they prioritize? It would be nice if we got 3 post-credit scenes, one for Dead City, one for Daryl, one for Rick. That would be really cool. I don't think we're going to get all 3. I think if they had to pick one, they're going to pick Rick and Michonne. Maybe we just see Michonne. Maybe we just see Rick. Maybe we just see a tease of the CRM. Something like that. That, of course, is the big show that they expect to have the big ratings. That's cool. And now, of course, Dead City is the first show coming back. So it might be logical for them, advertising-wise, to emphasize that show first and foremost over the other ones, simply because it's airing first. You know, there's no way it's going to be a Fear the Walking Dead post-credit scene. There's no way. So it's going to be either Dead City or Rick, and I'm leaning towards the Rick thing just because that's the show we're all looking forward to. So let's check out the rest of this trailer. You know, of course, we got a lot of chaos going on. There is a shot from the trailer way back. It's also in this trailer of Rosita presumably dying. She's surrounded by the horde. She's reaching up, and Gabriel and somebody else is in the window waiting for her, and she seems like she's about to get eaten. Now, I thought that was a weird thing to put in the trailer way back when, because why would you show your character in mortal danger? It spoils the show, especially given how of a deep cut that was. It's from the last episode of the show ever. And the fact, if she actually dies there, it's such an idiotic move from a marketing standpoint to put such a spoilerific scene in a trailer. It's idiotic to me. I can't believe that they would show anything beyond the first 4 episodes of these last 8. I think it's ridiculous that they would show anything from the back half of the final part. I think it's irresponsible from a marketing standpoint to spoil the show so much. But I do suspect that, I honestly do think Rosita's going to die there. I mean, it really looks like it. And we need a big character death in this last episode. We need at least one. They've skimped out on them this season, in my opinion. And I have trouble seeing the show go off without a final death scene here. So, of course, this is Daryl with Judith breaking into some type of medical facility. He's calling for help. This is zombies. Here is the scene with Rosita that I'm talking about. She's got the baby, Eugene, and Gabriel up there. She hands up the baby to them, and I think she's going to get bit there, sacrificing herself for her baby. I think that's what's going to happen, and they spoiled it in the trailer, so you can't complain to me about spoiling it for you, because they did it themselves. Somebody's breaking into a prison, which I find interesting. I wonder who is left in the prison that we could possibly need to break out of. Mercer, I guess. It's got to be Mercer, right? Okay, so here we're in the horde. We got them breaking through glass, zombies breaking through glass. Gabriel's got a gun to his head. Looks like he's not doing so hot. He's aiming with his dead eye again. That's something I've pointed out before. It's funny to me. But yeah, so I'm really excited for the series finale, guys. I can't wait. I have trouble seeing Judith die, but it could happen. The other thing I forgot to mention with the CRM thing is it could be, somebody speculated it might be Padre. From Fear the Walking Dead, and considering they're stealing babies, it wouldn't be out of the question either, but I have trouble seeing a crossover tie-in with Fear the Walking Dead at this point, considering how low the ratings are, and they're going to want to try to attract new viewers who only watch the main show, presumably, with any sort of tie-ins or post-credit scenes. So I really don't think it's Padre, guys. Sorry to burst your bubble on that one. And one final bonus prediction for you guys, I forgot to mention when I had the camera up and everything, is that I suspect the episode will end with our group getting separated. I think that's the only way that the show can really end. That, and Angela Kang talked about how she wanted to have one final scene at the end with all the people who survived together, and that didn't end up happening for logistical reasons. So I think our characters are going to get separated throughout the episode, and at the end we will all be in different locations, leading into the spinoff, of course. The spinoffs next year, of course. But anyways, that's all my predictions I'm going to give for this video. I think I've talked enough. I want to save some of my voice for the live stream Sunday. Remember, I'm live streaming. Hope to see you guys there. Let me know your predictions in the comment section down below. If you do have spoilers, I don't want to hear them yet. I want to see the show. So if you're going to post spoilers in the comments, please just say spoilers here. I'll give you a heart and everything, and I'll read it after the final episode, okay? I promise. But anyways, guys, I hope to see you in the live stream, and I'll make sure to leave that up for at least a day after it happens, and then if it goes well, I'll edit it down into a review to post for you guys. And if it doesn't go well, or if maybe I just want to redo it anyway, I might do a separate video the following day or the day after. You guys will have to wait and see. And with that, it's been your boy Shuggy. I'm glad to be back making videos for you guys, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, everybody. Peace out.